Hello everyone. Today we are going to watch the interview with Christian Horner, Red Bull's dream principal. Let's watch together.
Track. We're joined now by his boss, Christian Horner. And Christian, you called it mighty. Feels like he's been on it all weekend. No complaints like we heard in Imola and Barcelona about the balance of the car. I mean, there was no stopping him today, was there?
No, I mean, the car and he have both been absolutely in the window so far all weekend. And, you know, 4 sets of tyres, each lap he did would have been good enough for pole. So an incredible performance by him. And, you know, he seemed pretty happy with where the car was at.
You guys were on pole for the sprint, obviously, but there was clearly a significant performance gain between yesterday and today. How much of that comes down to what you learned in the sprint, or is it more the simulations that are going on back at base overnight? Did you guys already have that knowledge before the sprint?
It's a bit of everything. I mean, it's the knowledge that you take away from the session yesterday, and of course the sprint. The engineers are doing an incredible job. You know, they're working with the data, being supported back in the factory. You know, it's the essence of a team. You're needing to you know, chase every tiny bit of performance, and that's what we've done today.
Anthony was showing me Max's lap at the Sky Pad, and you know, his last 3 laps, a 1 minute 4.5, a 1 minute 4.4, a 1 minute 4.3. I mean, it's driving to perfection, isn't it? He was so accurate out there.
Do you know what? It's an absolute pleasure to see the level that he's driving at, and when he comes in and he's talking about the detail that he's going into with his engineer and knowing exactly what he needs and where he needs it, yet he's only talking about 1/4 of a tenth or 1/2 a tenth. And you know, the fidelity that he seems to have is outstanding and you know, absolutely world class.
We talked about it earlier, just how smart and compartmentalized he is, if that is indeed a word that I can apply to a person. He seems to be able to leave whatever's happening off track behind and perform in the car. How do you manage the disharmony that we're seeing at the moment between you and Jos?
Look, to be honest with you, as soon as we cross that line into the garage, everything's normal, and you know, whatever the noise you know is, then as soon as everybody's in the garage, everybody knows what their job is, and everybody's focused on one goal. And we've got a fantastic team. You know, Max is the best driver in the world, and showing quite clearly why. And I think the way that he handles himself as well, he's just grown as a human being as well.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about the other side of the garage. Sergio Perez P8, but it actually is his first time in the top 10 for the last 5 Grand Prix. Did he have one hand behind his back though in terms of tyre allocation in the final Q3 section?
Yeah, I mean, look, he used up all his tyres getting to Q3, so getting to Q3, and it's such fine margins here. I mean, that first session in particular was insane, just how close the margins were. But you know, having used all 4 sets to get to Q3, it was always going to be very limited what he could do there. But we're still surprisingly close to the cars with new tyres ahead, with the Ferrari and one of the Mercedes. So I think he'll race better tomorrow. I think we've got a good strategy. We've got 2 sets of hards available to us, which, if it's super hot like it's been the last couple of days, could be quite handy.
But what are you going to do about Sergio? I mean, he was 17 seconds behind in a 23 racing laps this morning. There's a gap between him and Max, which there are so many cars that could fill it now. Is his chin down? Can you help him through this?
Well, look, we're doing our best to support him and to find out what it is that's missing, because the first 4 or 5 races were very competitive, and whatever's happened that's caused him to drop off, you know, in Suzuka, one of the toughest tracks in the world and a real driver circuit, he was a 1/10 of a second off Max. Here with 9 corners, you know, the gap is obviously significantly greater. So we just need to get to the bottom of it and help him, you know, recover.
Christian, did you re-sign him too soon?
Sorry?
Checo, did you re-sign him too soon?
I think that, you know, Checo's position within the team, what he's contributed to the team, you know, warranted that. But of course, there's always pressure to perform, and that is irrelevant of contracts, which we're obviously never going to go into the detail of.
Does it feel a little bit like deja vu, though? Because I know you're saying he started the season well, but the same thing happened last year, and then quite a lot of the season last year he wasn't performing. You guys were supporting him, and he did come back, but now it seems it's going the other way. How do you manage that? I mean, what are you going to do to make sure that that doesn't continue?
Checo knows it's a pressure business, and he knows the scrutiny that there is, particularly in a car that's winning a lot of races and performing with the other driver the way it is. So that's Formula One, and that pressure just naturally exists on any teammate that he's under-delivering, you know, the media start asking questions, and it's very easy to lose your head at that. Now, what I've been impressed with Checo over the last 4 years is that whenever the pressure's really been on, and it's on at the moment, he's always been able to bounce back, and he's going to need to dig deep to do that.
He's certainly a very tenacious driver, that's for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time, and well done today.
Thank you everyone for watching this video with us. Please don't forget to like and subscribe our channel. Your support is very important to us. Until the next one.